Villagers are among the most useful mobs in the game. From overpowered trading halls like the one behind me, to iron farms, to automatic crop farms, to raid farms, to hero the village, to making the most annoying sounds in the game. They do it all. Which is why it's so important to get your hands on these bad boys. I have an iron farm of my own down there that doesn't quite have any villagers yet. Everything else is in place. Is he not wearing... Is his armor break? What? I gave this guy full diamond armor. Why is he naked now? I'm guessing he got stuck outside of the water streams, maybe on this trapdoor right here, and then because he was on fire, all the armor took damage. That's really unfortunate. Thankfully, I can use villagers to get diamond armor for an emerald each, so really not that big of a spend. Anyway, that is not today's focus. I'm doing a villager breeder. And right up here at the surface sounds perfect for that, I think. Right here will do just nicely. These two shulker boxes contain absolutely everything we're going to need. And this one is entirely beds. 16 beds. So that doesn't really count, but yeah, 16 beds is included in this. We're also going to need 88 solid blocks. I've gone deep slate bricks because they look good and I have a lot of deep slate lying around, so that's why I did that. But they can be any solid block, as well as the 19 slabs can also be any block. Just have to be slabs. Followed by 312 glass, just under 5 stacks, so a fair bit of glass, but it's worth it. And that doesn't include the amount for the catch area as well, but we'll get to that later. And then 8 composters, 15 trapdoors, normally 10 trapdoors, but I added an extra 5 for the way I get in and out of the actual villager breeder, so I'll explain that as well. You can use 10, but I like to use 15, as well as a water bucket, and then just 70 blocks that can be turned into farmland, so dirt, grass, whatever else can, I'm not sure, and then 70 crops. I've gone potatoes because I like potatoes, but you can do any. I want to center with a farm, just for the point of it. I think it's that one. I think this one right here. So if I place that there, is that good? Yeah, okay, cool. And I like to have it higher than the ground because of the tube you have to go through, or you could just have it at, you know, normal land mass level and just dig in the ground, but this is just easier because it's there already. Now, first, what you're going to do is you're going to waterlog a slab in the very, very center. This is exactly where the soul soil was, just above it. And then I removed the soul soil because it's no longer required. And then around that, in every block, one block every side, as you can see clearly in this image, is just a grass block. From here, we take our square of grass and extend two opposite directions, out by 3 blocks. Just like this, and extend that all the way around as well. So then you go, again, 3 blocks from this center one, and then fill in that section there, and that section there. So you should have like an 9 by 3 sort of rectangle around that sort of center block. And then these 5 center blocks right here, these ones that I've marked out just by that, you need trapdoors on the other side of. So just over here, and just simple, very, very simple, along like that. And that's all it is. That is all it is. Have to be trapdoors, any trapdoor. Just like that. And then just 2 blocks from this center one of grass on either side, and just fill in the square of grass, and that is it. That is all of the grass you have in place. Hopefully I've done the math right, because if I haven't, then that's really embarrassing, so I haven't got any more. I've got no more. I brought only exactly 70, so if I've done this wrong, which I don't think I have actually, I think I got this bang on. Thank God. From here, we just need our 88, even more. Solid blocks in with a 2-block ring all the way around, just like this. Again, they can be any block. I've gone deep slate bricks because they look good. Normally I do deep slate tiles, or at least since 1.17 I think it was deep slate, I've used deep slate tiles. But you know, as you can see with some of the blocks in there, those ones right there, they are deep slate tiles because that's a great block. But I've gone the bricks today, I don't know, spicing things up, so I've gone the bricks. So all the corner blocks on the inner ring, and then also just the center blocks as well on the center ring. Then we'll take our 16 beds, and every block in between these composters has to be a bed. So just like that, every single one. And I've gone red beds because I'm an OG of the game, and red bed gang all the way. I don't think I ever use any other bed, just because why would I, when I can just use red beds? Just one, look at the best color. The best color for bed, and it's just classic. The nostalgia, look how much better that looks. OG, back when beds could only ever be red. That's looking good. Now we need to ring around this one even further. So if you get glass and build up 4 blocks on any of the blocks, then just build a ring all the way around. It needs to be 4 blocks tall. I'm doing 3 and then 1 later on because it's just faster to build like that. But it has to be 4 blocks total. All the way along. This will be the 4th high. So we're building off that initial. This wall here is 4 blocks high. So off that top one. So there should be 3 glass blocks below the roof level. If that makes any sense. That was probably a really confusing way of wording it. But hopefully you got the message across. Oh, that's not where I wanted that block. Just bought the correct amount from the village up there because they're so important, they're so handy, you can buy anything from them, it's crazy, including glass, and sell it back to them for much cheaper and profit. Anyway, I'm one short because this center block, this one right here, needs to be air, so I can use that one. There we are. Perfect. And then this center block is air, so we can get out, because there's no other way out. You could use a ladder somewhere, but then villagers can climb ladders. I don't want to do that, it's a waste of time. What I do every other time, this is why I've got 5 extra trapdoors than what I told you, because this is the 10 right here. Here's the other 5 in my hand. Just build up like this. That's it. That's how I get in and out. Keep that closed normally, and then I just run in, bam, 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 I'm out. That's it. That's it. That is the game. That's fully it. That's actually most of the farm done. What we're going to add now is, well, apart from the villages, of course, and we need to do the crops, so we may as well do that part now. Just very similar, just got to hoe it all, which is exactly why this one needs to be water in the center, otherwise these won't become farmland and can't be crops. And the villagers need the crops to actually breed, otherwise there's no reason to build this farm over just a room where you just throw carrots and potatoes at them, which I don't know, it doesn't feel the same to me. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to plant all these, and I've built this farm, I reckon, at least 10 times, never failed me, not once. I've been using it since Bedrock days, and also this feels like a really good time to mention. I didn't design this farm. I didn't even try to design this farm. I've been using this since I returned to Minecraft in Bedrock Edition, like 2019. So it's been like 3 years. Didn't design it. I looked everywhere for the creator of this farm. I don't know who it was. I did not design this. If you know who it was, or if it was you, let me know, because I want to give credit. I just don't know who to give it to, because I couldn't find it anywhere. So unless the video has been deleted, or just no one cares about that design anymore, so YouTube stopped recommending it. I don't know. Either way, not my design, someone else's. I don't need to give credit to. That's that. Works very good though. I've used it. This is the only ever villager breeder that I've ever used after that, because it's just, I've had no problems with it. It's perfect. It's simple. It is. You get crops. You can trade with the villagers while they're chilling in here. It's just too good. Now, what I would also recommend doing is covering these bad boys like there, the composters with slabs. Let's do the top block. Oh, no, let's not do the top block. Let's do that one right there. Simply because, no, we're going with that one. So nothing can spawn on it. Perfect. Simply because baby villagers and other villagers, I guess, will come up here, they'll stand on the composter, they'll be chilling, they'll be having fun, and they'll just walk off, and they'll destroy the crops. I didn't. Not sure why I didn't, but I didn't. But normally they do, and it's the most frustrating thing, because then every time they do that, you get a little bit less efficient with your farm, and that's not what you want. That's not what you want. It's bedtime. This is now my spawn point. I have to remember to fix that, because I don't want that to be my spawn point, but it currently is. Anyway, the same works with the composter in the middle. When this was a composter, they'd jump up and they'd fall off and they'd just ruin it. And there's not much you can do about the beds. I tried for a while to have slabs across the top of the beds so that the villagers and baby villagers can't get up and then jump off. I don't think the bed is high enough anyway. I don't think that they can jump off because I don't think they jump off. They only ever walk off, and because it's only half a block, I don't think it's enough to actually break any of the crops. Whereas, you know, the composters and whatnot are. But you can't actually breed new villagers with slabs across the beds anyway, because one of the conditions for baby villagers to spawn is a bed nearby with 2 blocks of air above it, so that they can jump on the bed. That's literally a mechanic in the game. They have to jump on the bed to spawn. So you can't have slabs on there, but you don't need to anyway, because, again, it's not high enough for them to actually do any damage to the crops. Just the composters, so I would 100% recommend these slabs. You could potentially have them on that height there. Not sure if that would affect villagers being able to pathfind to it, or use the job block, I'm not too sure. I've always done it on that block there, and it works perfectly fine. So that's just my little logic. In fact, we're going to do below that, so there's only half a gap of block, half a block of, oh, half a block of gap between the composter and the slab, which is going to be a better method than what we currently have, because I think at the moment, baby villagers can fit through this little gap here, because I think they're only 1 block tall. I don't know, I haven't seen them in a while. I would say that they're little baby things, so I'd say they're probably about that height. So they'd be able to fit through here and then jump off, so we don't want that. So yeah, maybe keep it at that height, and they can't get up onto that height to then fall off. So we should be golden, and there shouldn't be any ways that I can imagine they fall off and damage any crops. So I think we should be safe for that. And then the final thing we need to do to finish this farm, except for the catchment chamber down below, and also actually getting the villagers in, is the slabs above the trapdoors. Because these trapdoors are going to be open most of the time, because mobs see this as a full block and they can just walk straight off and fall through. That's how we borrow the children for taking them to school, is what it is. That's what it is. But obviously the same will work with the adult villagers, so we need to have a way that only the baby villagers can fit through here. So if we build 2 blocks up, I've gone with the composters because I didn't actually bring any other spare blocks, so you know, I kind of needed to use that. Where do I... oh, sorry, my bad. And then this block right here, at that height there, just any height that we can't walk through, because villagers and the player are the same height. So if you can't walk through here, perfect, because neither can they, but the baby villagers can, and that's good, because they'll run around. And I would also recommend keeping these trapdoors closed when you've only got a few adult villagers running around anyway, because you'd much rather have more baby villagers stay up in here than grow up into adult villagers and then increase the efficiency and productivity of your breeder, rather than having them all sit down there and just take longer to get more. And that's the way that I've always done it, so I'd recommend that. And again, coming over here, that top block right there, we can break that again and fill this all the way along. And that's it. We'll place the composters back and pretend we never stole them. Look at that! In their original positions that they never left. And that's the entire farm. Let's close that up. Let's just close that up. So that's the entire farm. But again, there's nowhere for the baby villagers to actually go. So what I tend to do is I just have glass. Let's just do it. And then that will do it. That's how you get the villagers to breed and fall into this little area, and that's how you get them out. If you break these blocks as well. I chose the wrong side to say that from. Perfect. But now we are missing one crucial... look at that, that was a good landing. We're still missing a very crucial part of this farm, and that is the villagers themselves. So I think that what I'm going to have to do is go to a nearby village.
A few moments later.
Alright, all of our villagers are safely here. And then from here, it's very simple. Well, no, I didn't want the bed. No, go back, go back. Get back in, get back in. How are you not in? Okay, that makes sense. I mean, that's better. Where's the block? Okay, we go like this. You should just fall straight through. And it does. And that's as simple as that. So then, but these guys, same thing. Should fall through very quickly. Please. Fall through. What are you on? Oh, you're on that one, I guess. Alright. We'll jump through. And they are floating on the slab. They are now no longer floating on the slab. And then I'll try to not break my crops, because that'd be ideal if I don't. Okay, look at that. And that's it. That's all of it. That is all of the farm. All of the breeder. Done. What have you... how did you do that? I thought I prevented that. It appears that I did not prevent that. Maybe they can. Maybe they do jump off the bed. And yeah, the point that I was gonna make, look at that guy, he's already farming. Look at these mad lads, love your work, fellas. What I would recommend doing, because you're gonna get iron farms, you're gonna get iron golems to spawn, which is obviously not what we want, because they get in the way. If you got to kill any villagers, or if you accidentally hit any villagers, that's it. Game over, not much you can really do about that, because you're dead. Unless you're able to sneak through the trapdoor, which I've done a couple of times, because I've accidentally hit people in the past, which I would not recommend doing, and the iron golems would also not recommend doing. But iron golems are going to spawn unless there's already an iron golem within a certain area. Like, you're not going to have like 20 iron golems in here. You'll only have one at a time, if any. So I would recommend, what I tend to do is I have like an iron golem on the roof or in a glass box or something like that. I'm just chilling up here, just minding their own business. And that means that these villagers can't spawn one down below, which is perfectly fine, because then I can come in, kill them if I need to, come back up, Iron Golem in a box. He's fine. He can't do anything. He cannot hurt me. So I would recommend doing that as well.